Hi, this is Brandon from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about exercise called the safety squat bar squat versus chains. It's a fantastic way to build your squat, particularly your upper back strength and your positioning when it comes to the back squat. So let's briefly talk about setting up the chains and how we're going to do that, and then we'll show you how to do the exercise. So you do need some 5/8 chain or some pretty heavy chain to be able to make this work, and you are going to need some kind of loading system to be able to make sure the chains are on there. You do not want to run the chains in a straight line from the sleeve down to the ground. Do not do that. Get some easy loaders from Elite FTS or some loading chain or some leading chain, and you'll be okay. When it comes to selecting how many chains you want on each side, my suggestion is about 20 to 25% of whatever you squat for this particular variation is what you would put on there for your chain weight. So if you happen to be a 300-pound squatter, my suggestion is around 60 to 75 pounds of band tension, and you'll be in a pretty good spot. You also will obviously need a safety squat bar for this. The safety squat bar is going to help drive us to have a good quality upper back position, and the safety squat bar tries to push you forward, so it's fantastic in terms of building that part of your squat. But it's also great because we have to have our hands back behind the bar so it can save our shoulders over the long run. It's fantastic for athletes for that exact reason, and we use our safety squat bars pretty much every day in our facility to some capacity with our clientele. Now, when it comes to execution, we're going to make sure we get here underneath the bar. I've got my chains and everything set up so that as I go down, the chains are going to load into the ground, which is going to let me feel like there's less weight on my back. And then as I stand up, the chains are going to come off the ground and my body's going to feel that on my back, and that's going to be able to let me overload my upper back and my squat just a little bit. So what we're going to do, get underneath it, grab the handles, good quad position, feet underneath our hips. Good breath, walk it out. Good quality steps here. Make sure my feet are wider than my hip width. Generally, my regular competition stance squat-wise or your regular squat width is a good place to start. You can adjust that out and in as needed. If you need to, grab the handles good and strong. Let those chains settle before you go down. So as you can see, I got some chains on the ground, but most of the chains are not. What I'm going to do is take a big quality breath, brace my abdominals, make sure I'm in a good strong position, and I'm going to go down and up. Then rack. So, as you can tell, as I go down, the chains load into the ground, my body feels less weight, and then I come up explosively. So, when it comes to this exercise, we got some different ways that we can program and implement it. If you happen to be a conjugate guy, this is definitely a great variation for you, especially if you happen to be a raw powerlifter. I do believe that implementing more free squat work is incredibly important to aid your squat. What I would recommend, if this is a max effort variation for you, work up to a 1, 2, or 3 rep max with this setup, and then just make sure that you're able to set the chains up the same every single time you come back to perform this variation, and you can track your PRs that way. It's great for overloading your upper back because of the chains at the top, and then the safety squat bar trying to pitch you forward will really, really help you with your max effort work and learning to grind to some heavy weight with a tough bar. If you're going to be doing some speed work, this is great for athletes for sure. If you happen to be a power lifter, it's also great as well because we don't have to get our hands back there as much. We can still develop speed for the squat when it comes to that. Set your chains up and everything, and then usually your bar weight's going to be probably between 40 and 60%. And you're probably going to perform that for anywhere from 6 to 12 doubles or triples with a relatively short rest period. Making sure that you can apply as much force as possible into the bar for each and every rep of your sets, and then you just perform that cyclically, and that'll help you develop some speed and power for your squat as well. So you can certainly use this for a supplemental movement. I don't see it a whole lot. I don't program it a whole lot that way, but by all means you certainly could. The main reason I don't is just that the time to set it up is kind of a pain. You certainly could, though, if you happen to be doing a safety squat bar squat as your main variation, and then you want to throw some chains on at the top, you could do that. You would probably do 3 or 4 sets of probably 5 to 8 reps as a supplemental base work. So if you got any questions about safety squat bar squat against chains, please feel free to leave in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.